Hey hot girl, happy holidays. Hey you guys, how are you doing today? Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Margaret Angel. How are you? Happy holidays. This video is going to be very interesting. I think it's going to spark a lot of conversation, and let's keep it organic and healthy. Don't hold back, but let's have a great conversation in the comments below, because I don't expect you to agree with me on everything, but at least we can respectfully disagree if we have to. So I already did my concealer. I told y'all in one of my other vlogs, I think it was the first vlog I did, that this camera's trash. So I have to kind of speed up the process a little bit, but let's begin with the first unpopular opinion. Toxic Christians are a thing. Now listen, me growing up, I've said it many a times, I grew up Catholic, I grew up an altar server, I grew up in the church. So growing up in church, I always was exposed to, if they're not living a godly life, then you need to keep them out of yours, because that's negative energy. You don't need that. Basically, anything that's not God-like or not following God per the Bible is the devil, and you need to stay away from it. That's what I was always taught. Now, is every Catholic church alike? No. Is every priest alike? No. But I'm giving you my stance. Now, I was always the type to be like, well, to be fair, if anyone wants to do something, whether or not that it's biblical or not, or it's religious or not, that's their business. If someone is gay, let that person be gay. If someone is like this, then let that person be like that. Now, I grew up with the mindset that a lot of those things were not favorable, but I didn't know. I was a kid, girl. I had no idea. And then now, seeing how all of that has manifested into people putting Bible verses in their Instagram bios, but leaving the most hateful comments on people's pages, it's like, okay, do you understand what Christianity really is? Do you understand that love thy neighbor includes everybody, including the people that you don't agree with? You do understand that you are not the appointed person to be like, oh, everyone needs to behave like this. You're a flawed individual too. You have no jurisdiction to say how someone else should behave, how someone else should sleep with somebody else, how someone else should marry whoever. You do not have the jurisdiction to point that out. So in watching what a lot of what I saw as a kid grow up into be this social media construct where, well, I have the right to say this because I'm a Christian, I have a problem with that. Because if we all want to talk, let's just go into it. If we all want to talk about, for example, like gay marriage, we want to say, oh, well, gay is wrong, gay is this. Go through the Old Testament one more time for me, Mary. Go through the Old Testament one more time, and I guarantee you will find some things in there that you're going to be like, oh, wait, I used to do this. I don't see a problem with that. Or you might find something that the Old Testament approves, and you might be like, oh, wait, I don't know about this. There is even something in the Old Testament, and I'll put it up here. I put the verse where if a man rapes a woman, then he has to pay her father 50 silver and then marry the woman. Would that ever fly nowadays? You're gonna say no to that because you wouldn't approve of that. Because if anybody were to ever hurt you, you would obviously want justice. You wouldn't want your father to get paid and then marry the abuser. That's in the Old Testament, okay? So what I mean is that not everything should be taken literally. I just can't stand people Bible pushing and you don't even know some of the problematic stuff that is in the Bible. Like, take it from me, somebody that grew up black and pretty conservative. We're doing the best that we can with what we have, with the free will we have to make the decisions that we think are gonna be the best benefit for us. Cannot stand that. I do not like people that pose with the Bible. It's just exactly what these Christian people do when they're talking about the Bible and talking about, oh, well, my religion makes me feel this way. My religion, no. You made the choice to treat somebody that way. You made the choice to say that this person shouldn't have this right. You made the choice. God loves everybody. God loves everybody. So do not use him or use anything in that Bible to manipulate how you treat people. Everyone should be treated the same. And stop being toxic with religion. It's disgusting. And stop being toxic and forceful with your beliefs. All right. Woo, girl. How many people you think are mad at me right now? I'm gonna give you about a good, like a strong 5, like ready to whoop my ass already for that one. But let's continue. It's only gonna get better. Then I wrote a list. The next one, respecting your elders is crap. Let me tell you something. There have been many a times, okay, many a times where don't you hate when you lose something that's right in your face? There have been many a times where, as a child, an adult did me wrong and I couldn't say anything. An adult messed me over and I had to stay quiet. An adult did X, Y, and Z, and I had to suck it up. Let me tell you something. That's one thing whenever God blesses my husband and I with a child, one thing is going to be sure. I'm going to let my baby know respect is earned. How somebody treats you is a verdict on how they should expect to be treated. We're not kissing, and I'm not going to have a child that's going to be kissing ass, period. I do not understand, especially with just people of color cultures, how come we have to put up with so much disrespect because it's our family. Here's the thing. One thing I've learned, and I'm gonna just keep it real, sometimes family ain't all that. Okay, I'm gonna just keep it real with you. I know a lot of people are not gonna like that, but that's true. Your family is who you invite in your inner circle to make you feel whole, to make you feel accepted. After my mom died, I learned a lot. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it with that. I learned a lot. And a lot of those elders that I had to that I really thought were there for me were not, but I always respected these people, even when they disrespected me when I was younger. You see how that works? It matters not if someone is older, if someone is younger, if someone is your age. People deserve to be respected for who they are at all times, and it always matters. I do not get because somebody is 70, 80, whatever, that they have the right to talk to me any kind of way. No, you can't justify that with me. That's one unpopular opinion you will never get to change my mind about. I do not care how old, unless you're senile or you got dementia, but even then, you know, sometimes I feel like they try it. There is no reason to think that your age gives you the right to disrespect somebody because they're younger than you and you think that they're impressionable or you think that you can get over on them. Because I'm gonna let you know right now, that's not gonna fly with me. Not anymore. Not anymore. It did a lot when I was younger because this may surprise a lot of you, but I was very shy. I let people talk to me any kind of way. Not now. Anybody in my family, any of my friends, everybody knows. Margaret has a voice now. She's gonna use it. And I don't give a damn how old you are. Respect people because it's what you're supposed to do. I don't give a damn about your age. Respect people. And if you're that grown and you're that old and you still want to play those young games and treat people a certain way, then best believe that young person has the right to use their young person's strength.
And whoop that ass.
Ooh, whoa, child. Ah, I didn't know I was this upset. Oh, let's continue. Oh. Girl, let me tell you something. If you weren't mad at me before,
you gonna be mad at me now, girl?
mind your business when it comes to women's fertility. Oh Lord, somebody gonna cuss me. I have the right to ask. No, you don't. No, you don't, Barbara. You do not. Let me tell you something. So many times after I have gotten, let's see, he and I have been together now for almost 7 years. We'll be married 2 years next week. So, no, the week after, I'm sorry. So, he and I have been together for 7 years. Girl, I cannot tell you the countless amount of, let me learn how to put powder on. I cannot tell you the countless amount of times, especially after marriage, people have been hitting me up left and right. I've had people literally call me, Margaret, are you pregnant? Margaret, you got that baby yet? Literally, Margaret, you got, look, like I'm supposed to pick it up from Walmart. Like, I don't understand. Like, yo, no, I'm not pregnant. I didn't pick the child up and I don't understand that. I do not get that. And luckily I have a good sense of humor about it. But no, I am not with child. It's no one's business if I am or if I'm not. If one day, for some reason, God decides to want me to have a spawn, I will be the first person to let everybody know. Until then, there's no spawn.
Now look.
Even though I am very comical with a lot of stuff, a lot of times this isn't comical for a lot of women. A lot of people go through some really hard SHI because they can't conceive, because they have PCOS, because their husband's having issues. There's a lot going on that you don't know about. And to tell you the truth, even though that sounds like a harmless question, that level of inquisitive is actually very unhealthy. Because when you're asking me about my bedroom status, we're too close and you need to back up. I do not understand anybody that thinks it's okay to be inquisitive on someone's fertility, especially if we're not friends like that. Like if we're already talking about babies and stuff and I'm asking you questions and all that, that's a little different because I invited the conversation. But when you are just coming at me and you're just like, babies this and pregnancy and why aren't you pregnant? Girl, what you mean why I'm not pregnant? Maybe he and I didn't link up a couple weeks ago.
Mind your business, I don't know.
And that's, oh God, I just don't understand that. And here's the thing, a lot of y'all may not know this, but with Miss, the first 3 months, you are so susceptible to that. You are so susceptible to losing your child. You know how hard that is? You know how detrimental that is to mentally prepare? It's like the first 3 months when someone is pregnant, they can't even enjoy their pregnancy because there's so much at risk with the child. Scientifically proven. So when people take the time to ask questions that they know they should not be asking, understand that there is literally a health condition that goes with that. Pregnancy is a condition. I don't think a lot of people know that, but pregnancy in itself is a condition. It's when your body is put in a state of shock for a little minute because it's like, whoa, what's going on here? And then it gets back to its equilibrium, right? Pregnancy is hard. Pregnancy is not easy, and it's not exactly a talking point. Not everyone is sensitive. Everybody loves to throw that out there. Oh, everyone is just so sensitive now. You can't talk about anything. There are some things you shouldn't be talking about, and that's one of them, okay? Because there's such things as stillbirths. There's such things as miscarriages. PCOS is a real thing. Endometriosis is a real thing. All of these things millions of women go through every single day, trying to conceive, having children, and next thing you know, something happens with the child, having stillbirths, miscarriages, etc. And none of that is your business or a talking point to bring up in a conversation. None of it. If they bring it to you, that's one thing. But if you are inquisitive enough and ballsy enough to think that you have the right to know about somebody's reproductive status, you're too close to them, and don't be surprised if they come for you, because I don't blame them. Woo! All right, what's next? Girl, chocolate is gross. I don't care what none of y'all say. Y'all gonna be like, okay, now it's time to unsubscribe. Forget this. I'm out of here. Girl, what did I do to my eye? Hold on. Chocolate is gross. I do not understand how people eat that shit. Here's the thing. I like hot chocolate, right? I like hot chocolate. I like chocolate. Man, girl, you don't. But girl, no, for real. If you see me eating a Hershey bar, you know I've been abducted. You know that that's the only meal that they gave me, girlfriend. I don't know how people eat it. It reminds me of dirt. It reminds me of dirt. I cannot get with it. I cannot. The only time I'll have chocolate is if it's hot chocolate and it has to be a certain way. It has to be mixed with a whole bunch of stuff. And I know y'all saw my vlog about going to Starbucks and getting a white hot chocolate. That's not even from cocoa beans. It's just named white hot chocolate, okay? So before anybody comes to me about that, now you know. I do not understand the hype around chocolate. It's gross. It's nasty. Say it with me. It's nasty. It really, and the same thing for peanut butter. I don't know how people eat peanut butter. Every time I open a jar of peanut butter, I want to gag. I want to gag and I want to die. I have no idea how people eat peanut butter. I don't get it. I really don't. So there you go. If you ever had a reason, I'll subscribe. There you go. Everything else was pretty mild until this. I know. I hate peanut butter and I hate chocolate. I don't understand it. Ugh. Ooh, I forgot I wrote this one down. Ah, shoot. Okay, look. I'm about to say something a lot of people not gonna like. It's about an individual that the anti-MLM community doesn't like. However, okay, I'm gonna be honest, I like this person. I do. Rachel Hollis. I like Rachel Hollis. I do. I'm sorry. I do. Listen to me. Has she plagiarized? Yes. Has she spoken up for MLM companies? Yes. Okay. Now, is she a flawed individual? Yes. Are you a flawed individual? Yes. Am I? 1000%. And with that, that's why I like her. Because she recognizes that she's a flawed individual. Because I recognize that I'm a flawed individual. And because her books help me understand that it's okay to be a flawed individual. When she wrote Girl Wash Your Face, I was going through one of the worst times of my life, okay? A lot of things were going on in my relationship. A lot of things were going on with me grieving about my mother. Like I told you, that whole respect the elders thing, I didn't have a single elder there for me, girl, okay? Other than the people that lived in the house with me. Other than that, I was pretty much on my own with that situation. So I went through a lot. And the last amount of money because I had just gotten paid, I remember this. And I did not have a lot of money at the time. And I paid my bills, and the last amount of money was $16.99, I think, for Audible membership at the time. I signed up for Audible, and she was the first book that popped up, and I said, you know what, something's telling me to click on this book. I did. I listened to it throughout the day. I couldn't put it down. And when I tell you she was speaking to me, okay? That book was speaking to me. And I don't give a damn about an MLM. I don't give a damn about the plagiarism. I don't care about none of that, because she wrote that book. And that book pulled me out of a lot. And for that, I am grateful. And for that, I do like her. I do. That's one thing I was scared to talk about, but at the same time, I'm not gonna be scared anymore. I'm not like, okay, so what? I like somebody that has spoken up for MLM people, but even now she realizes that MLMs are not the tea, right? So now that she realizes that, I would hope that some of y'all can kind of like, you know, ease up a little bit. She's a flawed person. We all are flawed. She talks about her flaws all the time. I do not agree with everything. Let me repeat that because somebody's gonna get upset. I do not agree with everything. And she wrote a book that saved my mental state. And for that, I like homegirl. Rachel House is part of the hot girl gang and nothing you can do. I mean, I like her, okay? I'm sorry. I do. I need to finish up her last book. I keep getting into it and then things keep happening, so I need to finish it and I would give a fair response to it. But so far, I like her as an author. So, and the last one. I do not always agree with MLMs. We know this. But I am not anti-person. Now, what that means is, think about when you joined the MLM. Why did you join? Why did you join? I'm going to assume, because no one ever joins because things are going well, I'm going to assume that something wasn't going right. I'm going to assume that you needed some more money coming in because we all did when we joined our MLMs. Okay, now that I've gotten my assumptions out, let me talk to you. I'm going to also assume that you're not a bad person. I'm going to also make the assumption that you joined because you wanted to help out yourself and your family, because you needed something else to come in, right? All right. Keep in mind that your story is very similar to a lot of the people now that currently get involved with these companies. Your story is not just yours. Millions of other people have those same stories. So because you know your stance and how you were, someone else is going through the same thing. And with that, we deserve to give them the same loving kindness. And I'm gonna raise you one better. When all that drama and stuff was happening about 2 months ago, or like, I don't even know. I kind of blocked a lot of things out. But when all of that was going on, I was contacted by a very high up MLM rep. I was contacted by her, and the conversation that we had was so incredibly uplifting and so incredibly kind. She hit me when all that was going on, and she said, Margaret, I just want to reach out to you. I just want to see if you're okay. She sent me a mini voice note. She was so nice. She sent me a voice note. She said, Margaret, I just want to make sure that you are all right. Now, this is someone I never featured in my videos. I never talked about her. I never really talked about her company per se in detail. We have some similar understanding with the company that she's affiliated with, but we didn't talk about companies. We didn't talk about anything. She asked me just how I was doing. And this is a higher up person. She took the time to make sure that I was okay. And I had to sit back and take a minute and be like, wow. She asked me how I was doing, and then she also asked me, please do not share any photos of me or my child on your platform. I just want to make sure you're okay. I was scared to reach out to you. She told me she was scared to reach out to me because she thought I was going to dig through her profile and put up a picture of her or her child on my channel and talk about them, just because she reached out to me. And that's when I had to be like, well, wait a minute. Is this the facade that I want to give? That people will be afraid to have a conversation with me because they're scared that I'm going to put them and their kid on blast. So when I say that I don't really agree with these companies, that's not changing. I do not. I vehemently do not. But does that mean that I'm going to be antagonist towards people personally? No. Not at all. If you say something harmful, if you say something that I think is going to be detrimental to others, if you use your platform not for good, yeah, I have no problem calling that out. But if anybody were to ever think that I'm just out here digging for information just for the sense of digging for information, no. Not everything needs to be blasted. Not everything needs to be put on the internet. Sometimes people can go too far. Sometimes people do too much. And that's not me. I don't agree with companies. I don't agree with what a lot of people say about these companies, what a lot of people pitch to other people about these companies. But I have no hatred in my body for any individual involved in these companies because we all were there at one point. And that's very important to remember. All right, I'm gonna put on some lashes and I'll be right back. Yeah, I wanna voice my mind more. I want to voice my mind more, and I want to have some fun on this channel, and I want to talk about a whole bunch of things that are on my mind from time to time. So I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I will see you later. Have a good one. I don't know who I thought I was doing this look, but I'm happy about it.